everybody, hello and welcome as always. I am Sean, this is In The Mix, episode 68 of our Isle of Man series, continuing our second season in League One, continuing our fantastic form from the start of the season. If you haven't watched yesterday's episode, go and check it out, it'll bring you up to speed. We're going to jump in now, we're going to go through a few of the games that we've played off screen, a few of our results, and the two fixtures that we're going to have to close out February. So as you guys can see, currently top of the division, which is phenomenal to see. Sunderland, the wheels have come off Sunderland a little bit over the last few games. I think they've lost 3 of their last 5, which is just ridiculous, which means we're currently, after 32 games played, 21 wins, 5 draws, 6 losses in that time, 68 points. Charlton have moved back up. They've played 3 more games than we have, though. We've had quite a few different fixtures that have been postponed due to waterlogged pitches at both our ground and away from home. I think initially we said we were going to play Blackpool and Walsall in this episode. That Blackpool game got got rescheduled again into March. So we're going to play Walsall and MK Dons. The MK Dons fixture, similarly enough, also a fixture that was rescheduled. Since that last episode, of course, where we played Exeter and a fantastic 1-0 win against Sunderland, we did lose 3-2 to Charlton in the following game. Very frustrating because we were actually 2 goals up and then they pulled one back. We were 2-1 up at half time. We did that don't get complacent team talk. Kieran Preston Kelly was one of the dumbest challenges I think you'll ever see. They were going nowhere. It was like a striker 1 out on halfway. He went through the back of him, straight red card, and he's been out for I think now like 3 weeks as part of that suspension as well. They did eventually pull a goal back 90th minute and then 94th minute from the penalty spot. Absolute heartbreaker. For some reason, my staff seem to rate Matt McCluskey incredibly highly. Like whenever I do quick pick for the teams, they put him in the side. But every time he comes on, he does something ridiculous. And he went straight through the back of the striker in the 94th minute, last minute of the game. And we gave away a penalty to eventually concede the game 3-2. We then had a good 1-0 response against Coventry. Sean Waderman with a fantastic goal to get us the victory there. And then Mark Birch, who's kind of been the forgotten man, had popped up and got us the winner against Wigan as well. We were good in this game. We just didn't find that second goal. The big thing that we should probably bring you guys as well is that we have lost one of our best players. Dwayne Record has unfortunately left the club. Chris Judge, Jim Strahan, they left earlier on in the season. You guys have already seen that. But Dwayne Record, we had Derby, I think it was, initially come in and put a bid in for him of about 500k. He was furious that we hadn't accepted it. I said, we'll accept in the last episode £1 million. We accepted 2 bids for £1 million, one from Brentford, one from Derby. And then the board actually rejected them both and said we're going to take 1.3 as a minimum. Once we set that as his initial target, Brentford were willing to pay it, Derby were willing to pay it. We actually offered him a new contract as well on top of that. But unfortunately, he made the decision to go and play with Brentford. He's in their under-23s. He's not playing first-team football. They are 4th in the Sky Bet Championship, looking to get into the playoff contention area. We wish him all the best. We thank Dwayne Record for his service. I wish he was still here, but it's just one of those things that we kind of have to deal with. It does mean our lineup changes just a little bit as well. We know we've got Dylan Price, who's probably going to head out and go play for Wales next season. We weren't going to offer him a new contract anyway. Keith Coates has already agreed a new contract back home in Ireland, so he won't be around next season. We're pretty much just going to focus on the group that we have available that are playing next year due to their contract length, or potentially a few guys like Clive Williams, like Carl Robertson, who might actually be playing to get an additional contract. But the reality is, I think we're going to look to start to bring in players internationally, not just focusing around England. If we have a look at the shortlist we've got here, we've got quite a few guys that do have contracts that are up at the end of this season in and around the English space, a couple overseas as well that look like they're playing international football for their country. And I've started slowly but surely working our way these 16-year-old international players around the place. Basically anyone across the world that's 16 or 17 years of age and representing their country at like a youth international level, like under 20s, or even full team squads in some instances, we're trying to get scouting reports for just to keep an eye on. For the first time, because of that money we've got for Dwayne Record, we actually have a bit of a transfer budget. If we get promoted, I assume we're going to get a couple of £1 million maybe, and we'll try and make use of that by bringing in 3 or 4 very young but very high potential prospects from around Europe and around surrounding countries that are within the scouting network. So a bit of a transition. We're kind of starting to work towards planning for championship football rather than League One football. But again, just using the same ability structures we talked about a few episodes ago, nothing below 2 stars at the moment. 5-star potential across the board. We're not in a position where we have to get rid of like 6 or 7 of the main first team staff. I'm happy to keep most of this group together for another season and see how we do at a championship level. But if we can bring in some high potential talents, I think we'll definitely have a look at that as well. In the second game today, we'll play MK Dons. Hopefully we can get a result here. We seem to have struggled more against teams towards the bottom end of this division. So if we can get 6 points in this episode, it'll be the first time we've done it this week. It'll be fantastic for us. And I think with that additional game in hand, it'll start giving us a big points gap at the top of the table, which will be really the first time we've had it at a League One level. So looking at the two lineups, we've gone with Donkin in goal, Taylor and Smith as the two fullbacks. Sam Morris works his way back into the side. He has been out injured. He may not get through the full 90 minutes, but with Preston Kelly out suspended, I'm pretty sure we're just going to go with Morris for the rest of the year. Wright will play at fullback. He's pending a yellow card suspension, which will probably come in this game. We've also got a bit of a knock to... So Williams will come in on the right-hand side. He'll play as an attacking right winger on that side. Still not quite comfortable in that position despite playing there for over a year now for us. I think this is probably going to be his last few appearances for the club. There are some decent right wingers on the market that we can look to bring in. Rafinha's had an excellent month or so. He's on the left-hand side, also pending a yellow card suspension. As always, wait a minute and Wolf as the central midfield partnership. But the exciting part is that Wilson, despite breaking his leg earlier in the season, is back in a first-team squad. This is his first appearance. It may come off the bench. We might try and get him through 10 minutes, but he's actually got another year on his deal as well. So we'll try and keep the ex-Arsenal junior around. Knowles and Davies leading the line up top. Davies comes back into the side with record departing. He is our leading scorer for the season. I'd like to see him hit at least 20 goals, and hopefully in the last few games of the season he can get to that mark. They're playing a 4-4-2. I'm not going to worry about any of their players. This is all about us and what we're going to do, and I'm going to assertively say, let's give the fans something to cheer. That hasn't quite worked, so let's just tell everybody assertively that we have faith in them, and maybe that will be the response that we need for everyone to go out and kick the living piss out of Walsall. First highlight, very early in the game here, Morris with the ball. Plays one forward towards the channel, but Clark hacks it back across. They've knocked one down for Fairbrother here, who's gotten goal side, and thankfully the finish is not as composed as the turn was, and he smashes that one into row G. Looking at the other games around the place, Sunderland have taken an early lead, pushing them back up into second spot. We'll keep an eye on that. Top two are the automatic promotion places. Everything else goes into playoffs. We've given away the ball in a terrible area there. Fairbrother coming forward again, and this time he has found the finish. 17th goal of the season for Thomas Fairbrother. Maybe I should have done a preview for him because that's a fairly good return, 17 this season for a side sitting around 18th spot and very, very poor. Who was it that gave the ball away there? I think it was Wright, potentially. Maybe even Wolf. Very uncharacteristic for him. He's been excellent in possession. And maybe the keeper could come out a little bit further before making that leap, but we've gone a goal down early on. And we've got an immediate highlight here. Is this going to be a swift response, or are we going to give away possession again? We've gone all the way back to Donkin from the goal kick. From the kickoff. Taylor looks towards Rafinha on the left, knocks it down for Morris. Now Rafinha can get a run going. He's played it in behind for Davies, who shook off the marker and nearly found the finish. Rasping drive just past far post. At least we've had some sort of response, if you want to focus on the positive. Sunderland winning their game, an early goal, pushes them up into second spot. Charlton still currently drawing, is that correct? Charlton not playing today, so they've dropped down into third on goal difference alone. Ball in now, Wolf with the header away. It's to Roberts at the top of the box. Morris recovers and sends a ball into the channel. Doesn't look like Dominic Knowles was quite switched on, but he's won the ball back. A horrible touch from the midfielder. Can he get the angle right and find the finish? It's not a bad effort. A good little save there from Wildsmith, I think, just pushing it past far post. But potentially could have even squared it up for the tap home for Davis. Williams with the short corner now. Rafinha tries to beat the man, but can only clear it into him for the throw-in. We're going to see the highlight? No, we're not. We've got 10 minutes remaining. I'm going to use our demand more shout here. Everyone seems focused, which is good to see. We need to try and find a goal before half-time. But alternatively, if we do go into half-time a goal down, I know what the half-time team talk will be. It's what it always is when we're losing at half-time. 2 minutes added on here. We're through that now. The referee calls half-time. 8 shots, 2 on target, 46% possession for Walsall. We're on 9 shots, 4 on target, 54%. We are going to take out the hairdryer aggressively. Expect to see a much better showing from you in the second half. And tactically, we're going to say we're going to go attacking. And we're going to push our wingers on just a little bit and see if we can get some sort of response to anyone. A lot of 6.4s, 6.5s in the match ratings for us so far today. Hasn't been the best performance across the park. Franz Wolf's picked up his 10th yellow card of the season. He'll serve a suspension for the next match. Knowles, back to right now. Can we work this across midfield? He skipped past a couple of challenges, but he needs to release the ball now. Does so to Wolf, who sends it out left for Rafinha to chase into the corner. Does well to keep it in and get the ball front post. Davies with a good flick on header, but just over the crossbar. I think the keeper had the angles covered either way. All right, we're through an hour now. We're going to make 3 subs and go for broke a little bit. We're going to bring on Phil Nelson at wingback. We're going to bring on Mark Birch up top for Davies, who struggled a little bit, and McCluskey. We're going to give him another opportunity. He consistently lets me down, but he'll come in and play as a central defender on cover, and hopefully that can be enough for us to actually try and get a response out of the team here. We're also going to use our Get Creative shout, which most players have been inspired by. Taylor looks pressured, but we really need to push on and try and find an equaliser or a winner here. Throw in deep here for Walsall on the right-hand side. Clark to take into the phenomenally named Gooch up top. Now Mitchell, back to Clark. Tries to wrap his foot around it, finds Carroll back post. It's pinballing around. Someone's got to get it away, and Taylor thankfully scrambles that one off the line. Highlight comes to an end. Got a wide free kick now. Flick on by Kinnear, clips the crossbar. on its way over. Poor marking again. We haven't been very good in this game as far as the highlights are concerned. They've got a corner kick here as well. Williams might recover and flick it on towards Knowles, who does well to keep possession. Nelson looks for the ball over the top, which was never really on. Birch was moving off the shoulder when he needed to come to the ball. Well, he has recovered it in a good spot there. Can he prove me wrong here and find the finish? It's a good effort, but a good save from the keeper as well. I wonder if I can use Get Creative with about 14 minutes remaining as this corner goes in. Wademan to take. Just go direct, Sean. He puts it in. Kinnear with the header away. The problem with Wademan taking the corners at the moment is we've got no one at the top of the box, so I think I need to get a winger back on the corner taking roles. Wolf draws a foul, but we don't see the highlight. Into the last 10 minutes now, they've got a throw in, high on the right-hand side. Ball into Gooch again, back to Clark. Deep ball towards Fairbrother. We get the header away, but only as far as Moss. They reset through midfield with Thurgood. Back out to the right-hand side. Gooch has gotten goal side here and hit the inside of the crossbar, or inside of the upright, I should say. They're definitely putting the pressure on here, not playing like a side sitting down in 18th position on the table. Throw in here, 88th minute, deep on our right-hand side. Ball in by Nelson, and Wademan has pulled one back. 10th goal of the season for... Is he going to go through? Oh, we have equalised. It just randomly came up that Rafinha got a yellow card. I thought it might have been a foul in the build-up here. But good play from Wolf and Nelson. Nelson just smashes that one in, and Wademan, brave, gets his header on it. Keeper was changing direction and can't get back across it. Is it a deserved equaliser? Not 100% sure. 4 minutes to be added on. Is there going to be any late drama here for either side? We've got a corner routine. We're going to play it in now. Taylor was in there. They managed to head it away. We should get there first through Morris, who plays it out left for Rafinha. Can we get the ball in the box? Carroll with the header away. Now Moss in midfield. Just stand him up, boys. Milovanovic with the long ball forward. We've recovered possession. Rafinha's got space in front of him. Knowles is 1v1 with the keeper. Can he find the finish? It's an excellent save. Pinballing around again. Wolf's going to put it back in towards Knowles. Now Wolf again. Looks out left towards Rafinha. Get the ball in the box, boys. Deep cross, and Wildsmith comes out and claims quite well. I think that was the opportunity. And sure enough, the referee calls full time. A 1-1 draw in the end. 15 shots, 5 on target, 47% possession for Warsaw. We've had 15 shots, 9 on target, 53%. Hard to be upset, but I'm going to say what a comeback. Great effort. I'm not going to get down on anybody. We want to keep these morale as high or as far north as we possibly can as we get into a busy run of games with all these catch-up fixtures. And it does see us stay top of the division. 2 points clear now on Charlton with 2 games in hand. I can't be too upset. FC Isle of Man rescue late draw. Thomas Fairbrother, an excellent strike from him, to be fair. Very, very good finish. He's a left winger by trade, can play up front. 17 goals for the year is quite impressive, to be honest. So fair play to him. And we've only got 3 days for the game against MK Dons. So I'm going to use a rest day just for everybody that started the match. We will give... Oh, Mashin's actually going to start the next one because Rafinha will be suspended with that yellow card ban. Franz Wolf somehow still not suspended. We'll put Kieran Preston Kelly on the bench, and I'll keep faith with Sam Morris for the time being. We're going to give everyone 1 rest day just to boost their conditioning and match sharpness ahead of the next match. And magic of editing, we'll jump forward and look at the 2 lineups now. All right, and just like that, we are a few days ahead. We'll go through the lineup again. There's not really many changes to speak of, to be honest. Just Mashin coming in on the left-hand side. But Donkin in goal, Taylor and Smith as a central defensive partnership. Morris and Wright as the fullbacks. Williams and Mashin as the wingers. Wademan and Wolf in midfield. And Knowles and Davies up top. They've got a very balanced looking 4-2-3-1. Aesthetically very pleasing. Their captain here, Cantwell, rings a bell for some reason. I can't quite remember why. He's a right winger by trade. They're playing him in the middle, which is already a bit natural at. Good flair, good acceleration, a decent little creative player, wearing the captain's armband for them. Fernell, their leading assist creator for the season. Again, a similar looking deep lying playmaker playing in midfield there. Doesn't look too bad. And they've got Keenan Davis, who's come through Aston Villa's youth academy. I think he's like a big target man, but they're using him as a left winger, and he is their leading scorer for the season so far. Who have they got up top then? This Jackson kid, who's a right winger by trade, but also playing up top. So they're doing some interesting things, MK Dons. We'll see how they get through here. Interesting to see their back line was all actual real-life players, but their forward line was all regen. That's always weird to see. We're going to say if we play our game, we'll win. And hopefully, if we get a good performance here and finish the episode with a win, I think it'll be the highest points total we've gotten so far this week, 4 points. Which means, I guess, tomorrow's target is to try and get a 6-point episode. It's such a weird thing because we're winning the division, and yet, as far as the recording of episodes goes, we haven't actually gotten 6 points quite that often. But I guess it makes for better content. Dwayne Knowles has won the ball back in a great position here. Can he burst forward and find the finish? It's a good save. He just had to find a corner there. Instead, he kind of went straight at the keeper, who manages to push it around the post. Corner here to be taken by Williams. Short one into Mashin, who tries to scramble it past the corner. Maybe we need to get rid of these short corner routines. I just don't think they're working out quite the way we want them to. And even as the draw currently stands, we will go 3 points clear at the top of the table. Mashin with the ball now. Now Davies back to Morris, who took the throw. Knowles knocks it down for Mashin. Just square it up, boys. Instead, they've tried the cross. Wolf's going to recover at the base of midfield. He does that incredibly well. Right, back to Smith. Now right again. Play it forward, boys. Just make sure we keep possession. Don't let Wright get caught on the ball. Wright's done quite well. Finds Knowles. And there's a reverse pass here to Williams if we can find it. The Wolf now sends the ball forward to Knowles. Deep ball across. It's found Wademan back post, and it's his second goal in as many games. A wonderful strike for his 6th goal of the season. Knowles did quite well moving into the channel there. Maybe could have tried to feed Williams in on the angle, make a centre-back commit, but I shouldn't question anything. We've scored. What am I doing? Let's just take the result as it was. Knowles did quite well. Hangs the ball back towards the penalty spot. Their defender, H. White, whoever that is, missed the strike, or missed the header away, and Wademan thankfully on hand. Good technique to smash that one home from 12 yards. As things stand, getting this game back in hand, we'll still have one game in hand. We'll be 5 points clear. We can potentially go into next episode 8 points clear at the top of the table if results continue our way. 2 minutes to be added on here. No further highlights in the first half, and we're through that now. We've had 3 shots, 3 on target. Good conversion rate, I guess. 58% possession. They've had 5 shots, 2 on target, 42%. But we haven't seen any key highlights for them just yet. I'm going to assertively say we've got to guard against complacency now. Effectively, don't fuck it up is the best thing that I can ask any of you guys. Corner routine now. Wademan to take. It goes towards front post. Smith with the flick on header just past the upright. Alright, so an hour gone, we're going to make 2 subs. I'm going to bring on McCluskey at centre defence again and give him an opportunity to prove me wrong about him. We're also going to bring on Preston Kelly. Sam Morris is still working his way back from injury, so I don't want to push him too hard, and he hasn't had the best game anyway. I'm going to hold off on the last sub for the last 10 minutes, and I'd like to get Wilson some game time if I can. We'll just tell them both we have faith in them, and we're also going to use our Get Creative shout. If we get a second goal here in the second half, I think that'll pretty much put the tie to rest. But at the moment, the way we're playing and the way we're dropping points once we start recording, I am a bit concerned that they will pull something back here late on. All right, we're into the last 10 minutes now. We're going to bring Lee Wilson back in and he'll play as Mazzala onto attack. Wademan's been fantastic, but he's down to 69% conditioning, so I don't really want to try and kill him as the season gets into kind of the crunch period. We're going to demand more for the last 10 minutes and they've immediately got a highlight. Smith with a good header away, falls to Mashin. Can we work this one forward? I say Machin, I say Mashin. Sometimes I call him the machine. I just can't decide how to pronounce some of these names sometimes, and really it just depends how it comes out of my mouth on any particular occasion. Work it to the right-hand side, please. Thank you. Find Smith now. Now Wolf. Wolf sends it out wide right for Williams, who does quite well to keep in the bouncing ball. Deep ball across towards Davies. We did get the first time strike on it. Fleming gets it away. Preston Kelly recovers. Preston Kelly picking up his now customary yellow card in each game. He's only been on the pitch for about 10 minutes. He has won a free kick though in a wide area. What's going to happen from this result will be Wilson's first real involvement in the game in his return from injury. Can you put it top corner? Instead he goes for the cross. It's flicked on. I didn't see which defender actually got something on it, but out for the goal kick. Into injury time now. There's going to be 3 additional minutes added on. We've got a couple of players in our back line on yellow cards, which is a concern. And a late highlight here. Davies back to Preston Kelly. Just keep possession, boys. Head to the corner flag. Ball headed away by Burke. Now Gillespie in midfield. Now out to McGee. Lads, someone's got to go. Just clatter him. Just clatter him. Don't worry about it. The Wolf does quite well to catch up and slow him down. Fernell with the strike from distance. Never really on. And thankfully, into row B. All right, so that's the end. I didn't even see the whistle go, to be honest with you, but a 1-0 win. Sean Wademan with an excellent first-time strike at getting us the goal. 12 shots, 7 on target, 57% of the ball. They had 9, 4, and 43%. We definitely improved a bit in the second half, but in reality, these one-goal margins, they are doing nothing for my nerves. Calmly, I'm going to say a good win, boys. Well done. No need to get down on anyone. And I think that's the most points we've gotten in an episode this week, 4 points from the 2 games presented. We are 5 points clear at the top of the table. We have 1 game in hand on most of the other teams in and around us, Charlton and Sunderland being the big ones that we're keeping an eye on. But then look at Oxford. Oxford have come out of nowhere to get to 65 points and catch up really to the rest of the group, which is making it very tight as we get into the last few episodes of the season. Gattuso's at here again. He keeps just derailing a bunch of different players of mine. Franz Wolf just signed a new contract to 2030, where we also got rid of his minimum fee requirement. We didn't get rid of it, we revised it. He had a release clause of, I think, 350k, and we've revised that now to like £3 million or something like that. But we just signed him to a new deal. We don't need Gattuso coming in and trying to unsettle him in any way. It'd be interesting to see how that plays out. It'd be interesting to see how our scouting list continues to come together as we get towards the end of the season. You can see here there's a couple of guys who are 4.5 star, 2.5 star. We'll get rid of them definitely off the short list. We don't need anyone of that quality. And in reality, if I'm being real brutal, we're probably going to get rid of some of these guys that are only 2-star current ability. Even though they are only 16, it'll be interesting to see if they can actually make the most of that potential. But that will all come in future episodes, which will come in about 3 games time. We'll play Crewe, Blackpool and Port Vale off screen. We'll come back and do QPR and Forest Green as the next 2 fixtures to see where we're at in the table and see how we're setting ourselves up to go into the last month and hopefully finish the season in pole position with the championship, with another trophy in the cabinet, going up to championship football. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's the portion that I appreciate the most. If you want to go the extra mile, go that extra distance, do that extra stuff for the channel, you can drop a like on this video. You can also subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on all future episodes as they continue to be released. We're powering through Monday to Fridays at the moment and flying through the content, which is fantastic. That'll continue. We may have a couple of missed days here and there, but I'll try and catch them up as best I can in the future. Check out the links just on that side. If you want to keep up to date with all our interactions with the community, at @InTheMixer_FM on Twitter is the best place to do that. If you have any questions, anything you want, if you want to use this database, if you want to see our tactics, all that sort of stuff, that's the place to reach out. You can also drop it in the comment section below and I'll give you a shout also. Twitch.tv/InTheMixer_FM. We're doing regular Sunday night streams. We're going to try and actually increase that a little bit with working from home, quarantine and self-isolation and all that stuff that's going on around the world at the moment. But more than anything, like I said at the start, thank you for watching. I've been Sean and I'll see you guys again in the mixer.